Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. As for me, I had a pretty good Friday. Just came back from having some frozen Greek yogurt with a good friend of mine, and it was delicious. It was the first time I've been out socially in a little while, so I really needed it. I don't really tend to socialize all that much outside other than going to work and spending time with my significant other. I have social anxiety sometimes. I think we all do. And I know that I get invited places, and my depression has me come up with excuses why I don't want to go. So I'll make up excuses to myself why I shouldn't go, that I'm not feeling well, or whatever's triggering me that like tells me, don't go, worrying about how I'm going to look, how I'm going to sound, how people are going to react to me. Not even strangers, but my actual friends, how they're going to react to me. It's a lot of pressure that I put on myself. So I'm really glad that I stuck to it and I actually went out. We had a wonderful time, and the Greek yogurt was delicious and low fat, so I was proud of myself. I hadn't treated myself for some time, so that was really nice. And I even splurged and got some strawberries on it, which for anyone that's getting to know me, I am a strawberry freak. I could eat strawberries every day. In fact, FYI, I probably eat about 2 pounds of strawberries a week. Natural strawberries. I just find them to be so delicious, and they just make my heart, my mind, and my belly sing. So I encourage anyone that doesn't have an allergy to eat strawberries while they're in season. They're just nature's candy. They're delicious. But anyway, we had a nice conversation. It's always funny to me, the conversations you have with friends when you go out. They tend to be unscripted, which is always nice. And they just run the gambit. We talked about politics, which I don't really like to talk about too much. We talked about how things were when we were young, how our city's going now because it's moving into a new direction. And we talked about wanting to be young again, and then both agreeing that we wouldn't want to be young again because we wouldn't want to go through the things that we had to go through to get to the point where we're at. I came to the realization that I'm really enjoying being in my 40s and being comfortable in my skin, and coming to the realization with a lot of self discovery. So I had a breakthrough there. We talked about gratefulness and not being brats and getting stuck in our heads when things aren't going well, but to take the time and be grateful for things, as they come to us, and to not sweat the small stuff so much. We talked about movies and TV and things that are going on that are interesting and not so interesting in pop culture. We tend to talk about that quite a bit. We have that in common. She's a 70s baby and I'm an 80s baby. So we talk about quite a few things that we liked growing up. It's funny, we met each other through work, and we found out that we both went to the same high school. She graduated about 6 years before I did. So we didn't go to school at the same time, but we had completely different high school experiences. She was someone that was bullied a lot and had a negative high school experience, and I was someone that had a lot of friends and luckily didn't have to deal with the bullying. So I do count myself very, very lucky and grateful for that. And it's really sad to see how we hold on to things when people talk to us and get to us at those vulnerable states in our lives. I could relate on so many levels. My bullies were um, people that I lived with and were supposed to be protectors of me. Not all of them, but certain members of family, not immediate family, but like with my stepfather and people that are supposed to protect you and that.
What's this? What's happening? What's going
I'm
on?
sorry, I forgot about my phone again. I'm really, really sorry about that. Um, but we bonded over that, and we've been friends for years. We met each other through work, and it's interesting when you become older how much more difficult it is to become friends. I find that it's much easier, and I think I spoke about it in a previous video. It's much easier to become friends when you're young and you're in school because you're in an environment where you're around people of the same age that have the same likes and dislikes as you for the most part. And it's easier to open up. You don't build up as many walls as you do when you become a certain age, and life gets to you. So it's always a treat, especially to me, when you become an adult and you become friends, and to pick a friend up at work of all places and to keep a friend for over a decade like we have. It's such a special treat that I hold so dear to me. She's very special to me. So it was nice to reconnect on that level. So I was very apprehensive about going. I was pushed and prodded myself to get ready and get into the mood to go. And Mike was telling me, come on, I think you'll feel better once you go. And as usual, he was right. And I'm so glad that I went, and she picked me up and we had a good time. And the highlight of the visit was the conversation, not the Greek yogurt, although the frozen Greek yogurt was very, very tasty. So that's what was on my mind today about pushing yourself when you're feeling like you're not in your comfort zone, and propelling yourself forward to try things that may not be in your comfort zone, but they turn out to be in your comfort zone. Sometimes we build things up in our heads to be something that they're not. And I think that's what I did. I'm still having some anxiety when I'm in the car, and I'm having some panic attacks in regards to the episode I had a couple weeks back with my medication. And I'm working through that. I've resigned myself to know that I need to take Xanax when possible to help me with my panic attacks, that I don't have to suffer them in silence, that I can take some help, and it's not me failing, it's me reaching out for some help. I'm lucky enough to have some tools to help me through, and so I'm going to access that help when I need to. So I'm grateful for that. And that is about what I'm thinking about today. And I just getting myself psyched up for the work weekend. It's going to be very, very busy. I'm going to try to stay positive and grateful for the fact that I have a job instead of just complaining about all the busyness and the heat and the uncomfortableness, which is easy to get wrapped up in. But I'm just going to be grateful that I have a job and hopeful that I am able to do my job pain free as possible, and looking forward to getting the work weekend over so that I can relax once again. And as always, I'm always happy to update and get in touch with you guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you don't have to work like I do. But if you do, I hope your weekend goes as smoothly as possible. And until I meet you all again, take care. And as usual, I always hope that these videos meet you well. And until I talk to you next time, take care. Bye.